Hello all. So today we are going to study about input output management and disk scheduling, that is unit 6 of subject system programming and operating system. So basically we will study first about the input output devices. So there are three categories of input output devices: human readable, machine readable and communication. For human readable we can say the machine and human interaction, like printers, keyboard, mouse, that is video display terminals, through which we can communicate with the machine. So human can communicate with the machine. That is the one category. Second is machine readable. So machine is taking some input from another device. Okay? That is machine readable. So it is used to communicate with electronic equipment. Examples are disk and tape drives, sensors, controllers and actuators. Then third type of category is communication. So the device wanted to communicate with remote device, that is the communication type input output device. Examples are modems. Now what are the differences between these input output devices? So one is data rate. So maybe differences in several orders of magnitude between data transfer rate. So these are the typical input output devices data rate. So for hard disk, Ethernet, scanner, printer, so all three types of communicators are there, and how they are different in terms of data rates, that is shown. Then application wise it is used or categorized. Important terms like complexity of control, unit of transfer, data representation and error condition. So depending on this you can say you can differentiate these three categories of input output device. Now the important organization of input output devices that we will see now. So this is the typical structure of input output device, how the operations occur in a system when we request, or a system is requesting or taking some input and providing some output. So here the DMA is not visible. So in this figure here we have a direct memory access. Now this is the CPU and this is the memory. So typically to start the input output operation, the device driver or we can say this is our device driver here, back of this 04. Okay, so device driver loads the appropriate registers with the device controller to the CPU. The device controller in turn examines the content of this register to determine what actions to take. Okay, so it will check what I need to do. Then controller starts the transfer of data from the device to its local buffer. Now each main memory has some space for the data which is required frequently or asked frequently. So that local buffer we can use to transfer the data. Then once the transmit of data is complete, the device controller informs the device driver via interrupt that it has finished the operation. Then device driver can control transfer to the operating system. Now this is a typical interrupt driven input output, and it is okay for small amount of data exchange, but it can produce a high overhead when used for bulk data amount. So solution for this is direct memory access. So DMA is used which free CPU, or it frees the processor for unnecessary task. Okay, so what is DMA that we will see now. Now there are basic three types of interrupts. So we have seen here the device driver is interrupting CPU for each data, or you can say like a stream of data we required. So for each type of byte it's interrupting. Okay, give me this data. So CPU requesting to memory is giving back to the CPU, and CPU is returning to DMA, like this. So the techniques for performing input output operations, there are three types. So program IO, interrupt driven IO, and direct memory access. So program IO, in that the processor issues an input output command on behalf of processor to an IO module. That process is busy waiting for the operation to complete. That is the program IO. Okay. Whereas interrupt driven IO, as the name suggests, it can interrupt. So processor issues input output command on behalf of processor, and processor continues its execution instruction. So IO module sends an interrupt when it is done. So that is the interrupt driven. And lastly, direct memory access. The DMA module controls exchange of data between main memory and IO device. That is the main task of DMA. Here the processor send request to transfer block of data to the DMA module, and processor is interrupted only after entire block has been transferred. So it overcomes the drawback of previous module. So every time for single block we don't have to interrupt CPU. So processor has the better other work to do. So DMA, it facilitates transfer of data so that processor need not to be interrupted many times. So these are the relationship among the techniques. So depending on IO technique, if it is having interrupt or no interrupt. So if you are using no interrupt, then IoT memory transfer is done by program IO to processor. And when we require to perform IO to memory transfer to processor using interrupt, then interrupt driven IO. And if we want a direct transfer between IO to memory, that is direct memory access, not through processor here. Okay, so here we are not using any processor, so here you can use direct memory access. So we will study in detail evolution of DMA, what is DMA, okay, in next lecture. Thank you.